Hi all, the World Rapid Championship of 2017 had very exciting chess. Magnus Carlsen was a big contender to win the whole thing. He suffered a few more losses than Vishy though. Vishy Anand didn't have any losses, but Magnus Carlsen actually had more wins overall. Let's have a look at this interesting game against Nepomniachtchi. Knight f3 from Magnus Carlsen playing white, c5, b3, so already a little bit unusual, so a Reti opening combined with kind of Nimzo Larsen attack, d6, e3, e5, bishop b5 check, knight c6, white castles, a6, just prompting this exchange on c6, which Magnus does. And you can see that the bishop is blunted at the moment, but can white blast his way through the dark squares here? First though, he plays c4, restraining the doubled pawns a little bit. Knight c3, bishop e7, d3, now bishop b2, h6, knight d2, bishop e6, queen e2, and now here the first sign wanting to sort of break this bishop across this diagonal, f4. Now black took this. Maybe interesting is also just to play f5. For example, this position to try and parry that bishop is an even position, roughly even position. We have e takes f4 though. E takes f4. Now, bishop f5, knight d e4, rook e8, queen f3, knight f6, rook a e1, queen d7. Now knight a4, so unleashing that bishop on the diagonal, threatening to damage black's pawns now. And in fact, black invites that here with rook a b8. White does take that on f6 and doubles black's pawns. Is this enough? Is this a big enough thing structurally? Knight c3, an exchange of rooks, and now black offering another exchange of rooks. Magnus obliges and now plays king f2. King g7, g4, trying to restrict that bishop. Bishop goes back, knight e4. The knight looks impressive here on e4 and attacking d6 at the moment. Okay, so that's protected. Knight g3, and this looks pretty dangerous, this knight. And there's double pawns on both sides of the board. King f8, f5, restricting that bishop a bit more. Queen e5. Is this queen going to be a nuisance though? Queen e3, queen check, queen e2 check, king f3, queen a1. It is a bit of a nuisance. Knight h5, check, check, queen d4, king g2, d5, king f3, queen a1, queen e3, targeting h6 now, king g8. There would be perpetual checks if this is taken. This wasn't. If taking, then there's a load of checks which just should secure a draw. It would be too dangerous potentially to, well, there's nothing really to push for except for a draw there. So we have king g3 here, king h7 protecting the h6 pawn, h3, bishop c8. But now Magnus plays a move which really actually shocks Nepo. He plays actually queen e8, and Nepo's expression is iconic. You should check it out on YouTube from the footage. It's really a funny expression on seeing this move. He thought he's been like let off the hook now. He plays a move which he thinks should secure a draw, so it's a classic expression. An alternative to plunging in the queen over there is taking here actually. This white should have a big advantage there, but there's still some work to do. But Magnus plunges the queen in with queen e8, so it looks pretty terminal if it's not addressed queen f7. But we have bishop e6. Yes, bishop e6 protects the f7 pawn, so protects against immediate checks because f6 is protected by the queen on a1. And it does seem to mean that the queen's got perpetual check possibilities now. So did Magnus blunder? Well, yes, kind of. Yeah, he plays king f2. Maybe better is knight f4. For example, this line where it is possible, it seems, for white to navigate away delicately from a draw by perpetual check into this ending where it's all really tricky. White has an advantage there, a big advantage technically, but yeah, Magnus's move King F2 does mean actually, off the check, this is a mistake. Black could have actually played Queen D4 check. So Nepo's intuition was kind of right that, yeah, he should have had, I think, a perpetual check here. On King G3, check, check, Queen D2 threatens Queen G5. So this would be a draw here. So his intuition is kind of right here. But yeah, it was kind of, unfortunately for him, Queen B2 check allows Magnus to reorganize here. We have King F3, Queen A1, Knight G3, check, King F2, Queen takes D3. At the cost of a pawn here, we have now Knight E2, and it's actually fending off against key checks now, this knight. We have D4. Yeah, this bishop can't really afford to move to drop F7. So now, taking that bishop, all White has to do is basically get out of the checks to convert his advantage. Check, check, F takes E6, Queen takes E6, D3, but this pawn falls now, potentially. White could have taken but loses G4 here, but instead chooses Knight F4. And after check, King D2, Queen A1, Queen D7 check, and here Nepo resigned. So a fascinating game actually. Black had double pawns on both sides of the board. There was a key moment there where the infiltration may have been a bit optimistic, because it was like there was a potential for a perpetual check by Black there, which was missed, but it requires accurately to play the position. So I hope you got something from that. And comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.